right, let's see. It says recording. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and mute myself, and Hillary, you can unmute.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much. First of all, I'm going to say I'm so nervous for some reason, but it's probably because I am just so humbled and honored to be here speaking to all of you, and that you took the time to come on here live or watch the replay. I sincerely appreciate it. My name is Hillary Scott. Now, I'm recently married. I got married at the end of July to my love. Super sappy, not really super sappy, but I have 3 kiddos. I have a 10-year-old, an 8-year-old, almost 9. If she was here, she would be correcting me. If you see my social media, you are probably laughing, knowing that that's my daughter. And then I have a 3-year-old son. I have been doing network marketing now for, oh gosh, over 7 years, almost 8 years. I started as a broke as a joke single mom, and zero self-confidence, just really was at rock bottom. And I found a company, products that work, fell in love with the industry. And to be completely honest, not get really into that whole last thing, I almost quit. Like, I almost walked away from this because I was so tired of the sharks, of the like inauthentic there. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, first of all, full disclosure too, I have self-diagnosed squirrel syndrome. So if I go over here and then I promise I'll make it back here. I promise. And you know what? This is, anybody can do this, right? Anyways, so I almost walked away. I'm like, I don't know if this is for me, because I came here to, like, in the industry in general, to help people, to lift people up, to empower, inspire them. And it wasn't feeling like that anymore. It was feeling like a job, a job I didn't like. And my beautiful sponsor and friend, Carly Foster, introduced me. We met through a mutual company, and really the rest is history. I fell in love with the mission of Elevosity, what we are, the movement, right? How we really truly preach and teach loving on people. People are important, and people matter, and you matter. And it's not a rank that defines you. It's not a status. Who you are matters, and we love you and we appreciate you. And that I could stand behind. And then on top of that, I get to make people happy. Like, yes, please, right? Like, the world needs that. So that's enough about me, though, because this call is about all of you. And what I want to do tonight is talk about goal setting and how to set a goal and break that goal down and what that looks like, because it's easy per se, right, to kind of throw out and say, hey, I want to beat this rank, or I want to do X, Y, or Z. But how do you get there? Like, what does that path look like? What are you doing daily? What should you be doing, right? So I say all that to say I'm so excited, so I just tend to talk fast and or skip over words or make up words all together. So, but what I want all of you to get out of this call is I want you to leave here feeling empowered, inspired, and motivated to go share this happiness that we have and this awesomeness. I mean, the Max Plus testimonials are rolling in. And if you all are not out, like, knocking on your neighbor's doors, I mean, don't really do that, but kind of, and say, like, you know, peddling the pills, like, just take this. You should be, because it's awesomeness. People need it. People need what we have here more than ever. So that's my goal for all of you, is that you just leave here feeling that way. Because here's the deal. One of my favorite quotes is Maya Angelou, and it is, people forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel. And that's my philosophy in business as well. And that's how I teach. You do not have to be perfect. You do not have to know all the things. You do not have to have a fancy, pretty office with all the things. All of that is just noise. And actually, the enemy putting in fear and stopping you from just running with it, right? Just running with it. So now, I see a lot of you have your videos on, which I love, but we're friends now. I've told you about me. So if you don't have your video on and you can put it on, I want to see your faces. I want to see your faces. All right, there we go. I see some popping on. Thank you so much. So what I'm going to start with right now is, again, like I said, goals. How in the world do you even wrap your brain around a goal and get yourself there? So if you can, get yourself a pen and paper, and if you don't have access to a pen and paper, it's recorded, so you can come back and watch it later. But I want you to first, if you have a paper, I want you to write what at the top of your paper, okay? I want you to write what at the top of your paper, and going clockwise, I want you to kind of make like a little, almost a circle, right? Or really any shape you want, but this is just how my brain works. Remember, squirrel syndrome, all over the place, making up words. You're gonna get all sorts of stuff from me. But so then from there, I want you to write why, all right? And then kind of scoot back up. We're gonna be making a circle. Write when, and then another line that gets you back to what. All right, so you should have what, why, when, back to what. All right, so why did I have you do this? Because when you're starting with your goal, this is where you start. What is your goal? What is that goal? What do you want to do? Do you want to make $500? Do you want to make $1,000? Do you want to make $200? Are you putting a rank to it? Do you want to, what is your goal? Now, for this exercise, if you will, really truly you can do this with any goal that you have in life. An exercise goal, an eating goal, whatever that looks like. What is that goal? The other thing that writing down your goal does is it helps you keep accountable, right? Because oftentimes we don't say what it is, what we want. We don't say it. And even worse, we don't tell anybody else. Because if we don't tell anybody what that goal is, then we can be very easy to push it off, to not make it happen, to say, maybe not, right? So my encouragement to you and my recommendation is that you share this what. Share this what with who, your accountability partner, whatever that looks like for you, whoever sponsored you. What is your goal? Let's say your goal is $500. You just started and you're like, you know what? I'd like to make $500 a month. And, statistically, that's the dollar amount that is the make or break point for most people that file bankruptcy, is an extra $500 a month, right? If they would have had that extra $500 a month, it could have kept them from bankruptcy or foreclosure or whatever that looks like. And especially now in today's time, people are looking for that extra stream of income also, because guess what? Those kiddos that we thought were going to be going to school, now they're distance learning. Now they're at home. Who's watching them? What if you have to go to work, right? Like you work outside of the home. What is your plan for them, right? So maybe that $500 helps with childcare or helps with a tutor, or your daughter wants dance lessons, right? That leads us to our why, because that's our why. Why are you working for that $500? What are you going to do with that money? Why do you put it as your what, as your goal, right? And here's another thing is I'm going to teach you what I call the pivot. All right. So for me, mindset is incredibly powerful. What you think about, you bring about. What you say is like a magnet. Your thoughts are magnetic, and people say it all the time because it's true. I always say, when I say this, I'm like, let's just test it out. How many times are you thinking about somebody and they pop up on your newsfeed, or you run into them at the store? And what does everyone say? Oh my gosh, I was just thinking about you. I was just going to message you, or I was just, right? So our thoughts are powerful. So why are you doing this, right? And a pivot in your thought process, and a pivot in your verbiage that's very powerful is not saying, I need to make $500 a month, right? I need to, I have to. When we use words like this, we don't have the power anymore over the situation. Whatever we want or we need has the power, right? When we say things like, I want to, we have the power because we have the control because I want it, right? So I want to make $500 a month because I want to be able to pay for my daughter's dance lessons, right? Whatever that looks like. And these simple verbiage that you can change really will pivot your energy, your thoughts, because again, what's the quote say? People never forget how you made them feel. You can say all of the right things, but if deep down inside you don't have that belief, and or you're chasing the sale, you're chasing the customer or affiliate, or you say to yourself, man, if they would just sign up, if they would just work their business, man, right? And you're giving away all sorts of power when you do that kind of stuff. When you simply come into it postured with unattached to the outcome, you know why you're doing it, right? And also, this goes back to your bigger why, right? A lot of us, I'm sure, are here to make a difference. We're here to impact lives. We have debt to pay off. We have all sorts of goals and dreams. So that's different than this why, really, that I'm talking about right here, right? Attached to your goal, because it's going for like this dollar amount right here. But oftentimes also, our why becomes our why not, right? Why we're doing this becomes our why we're not doing it. Because those kids that we want to, get the money for, and we want, do you notice how I'm saying that? We want to be able to pay for their dance lessons or whatever that looks like. Now they need us. Right? And we're like, oh man, well, I didn't get anything accomplished today because I had to do, stuff with my daughter and all of these excuses that are coming. But the reality is that she's why you're doing it, right? She's why you're wanting to achieve these things. So don't allow your why to become your why not. That's crucial, right? In doing this. And another little thing I'm going to throw in here is include your family in these goals. I highly, highly recommend that you sit down and you dream with your family. You sit down and you put a vision board together with your family. Because you know what? I have done that since my kiddos have been little. And when I also say, mommy's working really hard towards this goal this month. So you know what? We're eating cereal for supper. Isn't that amazing? You get cereal today and it's a fun thing, right? Like they just know. And also when the month's over, like the September 1st, we had a great month last month. September 1st, the kiddos and I, we went out to dinner. And they're rewarded in why I'm doing this for them, and include them, include your spouse, right? Allow them to dream and to sit down. It's so fun. We sit at the kitchen table, and when I say these things, like, listen, I still have, like, let's be realistic, it's not a Hallmark movie, okay? Like, we're still sitting at the table and they're arguing over who's gonna do what, all right? So if you had this perfect vision of like, oh man, it's like, Little House on the Prairie, Hallmark, they're so sweet at their kitchen table, it's real. It's still real, but it's still fun to include them in this, right? So we're at what? Why are we doing this? And then the next thing that so many people skip is, when is this going to happen? When are you making it happen? What is the deadline for this, right? When are you going to get your what, right? It's a circle. That's why your when goes to your what. When are you getting your what? You have to have a deadline. There's so many sayings. I think it goes, a goal without a dream is just a wish, and a goal without a deadline, something, whatever, fill in the blank. There's lots of them. Either way, there has to be some sort of a deadline, right? So again, this leads us back up to what? What are you going to do to get you to your why? What are you going to do? Are you going to just say, I made a goal and be done? It doesn't work like that. I mean, I wish it did. Let me just tell you, right? Like, I wish that we could just be like, well, I'd really like this, and it just like magically plops. I mean, the Lord has done crazier things. So if you want to do that, Lord, like, go ahead. Like, you can magically make lots of zeros and commas and all sorts of stuff on my check. You go right ahead. But you have to do certain things, right, to get you to that. What does that look like? Your what of doing that is going to be different based upon your different goals. So your what and what you're doing and the time that you're putting in, it may look different than Susie over here, right? Or Bill or Bob or whoever, okay? So that leads me to just another little squirrel. Remember I told you I bring it all around, but I've got little, I'm like that thing that says my brain's like tabs open all the time. Some of them are crashing. That's me. So anyways, don't compare, okay? Keep your blinders on, don't compare. And if you do look to the right or to the left, right? Look at that as just pure inspiration. And I can tell you, every single person that I have met in this company is more than willing to share and to tell you what they are doing, right? And most of the time, you know what it is? Stuff that you already know. But you think somehow they have some magical potion that they sprinkle in their Facebook and just pops up customers, right? They've got like a Miracle Grow customer affiliate getter. No, what do? They show up every day, whether it is one post, one follow-up, one story, whatever it is. Here's the deal. Something is better than nothing. Something is better than nothing, okay? So what are you doing? And more importantly, like, what are you able to commit to do? So I'll give you an example of this, me working out, all right? I'm 1 week under my belt, okay, gold star for me right here. 4:45, that alarm goes off. I will tell you, I know y'all drink the coffee already, but if you didn't, I'd be like, that Max is a great wake me up pre-workout. I can't wait to get the Max Plus. But in the past, what I would do is I would have, you know, my goal of being, I don't even know, like slim and trim and some ridiculous version of myself, right? That I'm like, why? Okay, that's another, again, squirrel, that's another story. But what I would do is I would go not 1 mile. I'd be like 6 miles a day, like just running and like walking all over the place. And guess what I did? I wore myself out after a couple days and my body hurt and I was tired. And what did I do? I quit. I quit because I didn't set a pace that was something I could do. All right. So when you are setting your what, make sure that it's something that you can do that's going to get you to your why when you want to. All right. Okay. So we've got all that. Literally, you can go round and round in this circle, and I can talk circles around it all day. And believe you me, I like to talk. But the reality is, again, at the end of the day, If you are not doing the things to get you to what you want, why you want it, when you want it, and making this a priority, it's not going to happen. Okay? So don't worry. I'm going to tell you what I do. Now, the reason I'm telling you what I do is not so you can be Hillary, right? You still need to be you. Your friends on your Facebook wall are your friends because they like you. They might like me too, but they liked you first, right? So you need to do you and post about you and your life still. Just because you became an Elevosity affiliate and you joined a network marketing company, you are not a robot, you are still a human, and your life still matters, and your friends still want to see that, okay? They still want to see that. We are not an infomercial. If you turn into an infomercial, what do people do? They shut you off. So, although the company has fabulous, verbiage on bottles and information and ingredients and all of this stuff, nobody cares. Nobody cares unless they know why they should care, right? They don't care. They could care less. So you have to be sharing you. Share you. You do not have to have some crazy, big, just ginormous testimonial. All right? And you don't have to try to be everything for everyone, to make a post to try to get everyone and their mother and their brother and their twice removed cousin to order from you. All right? You need to decide who you are as a person, who you want to work with, what type of people you want to attract into your business, and that's the kind of stuff you post. Think about it like this. I'm not a fisherman, but I love me some good picture. Chris Schweda always says people think in pictures. I am one of those people. Picture when you're posting in your business, okay, as if you were going fishing. I live in Minnesota. I live by the Mississippi River, right? I would not go fishing in the Mississippi expecting to catch a marlin. They don't live there. That's ridiculous. And all that's going to do, if I think that I'm going to go there and catch one, what am I going to do? I'm going to get frustrated and I'm going to quit and I'm going to give up. But it wasn't me or my rod or my bait. I was just in the wrong water. I was just in the wrong spot. So you need to find your spot, your water, your place where your people are. You don't need everybody. We're not like every other network marketing company. And newsflash, God makes new people every day. It's amazing. So there are a lot of people out there. You do not need to be everything to everyone. So decide who you're talking to. Who is your audience? Who are you wanting to attract with this post? For me, right now, this season in my life, I'm a mom. I stay home. I'm closer to 40 than I am 30. Stuff does not, it's starting to be not pretty. I'm getting more like all of these things, right? So when I'm talking and making my post, I'm talking to those moms, right? You look at my team, I really don't have any dudes on my team. I don't. Not because I don't like guys. I mean, I'm married to one. But for me, my niche, my people are women. Not because, again, I don't like guys, but you have to remember where I started. Where did I start? A broke, sad, single mom. Okay? So my wheelhouse, my people that I love to speak life into are the broke, the sad, the single moms, the women who have these agreements that aren't even truth and not who God designed you to be, but you've listened to garbage and you've packed them in. Those are my people. Those are who I speak to. Those are the people that resonate with me. Now, parts of my story, other people might pick up, but I don't need to be everything to everybody, right? And neither do you. And there is power when you are creating a post. Here's the other thing is, we don't post for ourselves. We don't, okay? I used to, like, it was kind of like a baby book, right? Because don't do those. So it's kind of baby book. But when I'm making a post about coffee or the opportunity or whatever, I'm thinking about the person that's going to read this. What is going to resonate with them? What is going to empower them and inspire them? Because the more you can stop thinking about yourself and thinking, again, it's the pivot, and thinking, man, this post is going to rock and I'm going to get 5 customers and 75 likes and 200 comments and man, look at me. No, that's backwards. And why can I say this? Because that's how I used to thought I had to be. That's how I thought it was. You guys, I have a God box. I was struggling in one of my previous companies. I literally have a God box where I wrote him prayers, my prayers. And guess what they were always attached to? A rank from me. A rank from me. Okay? And when I was able to pivot that and understand that we are truly here to help and serve other people and the blessings will flow, and when you become unattached from the outcome, it's like the floodgates open. They open, my friends. So when you're posting and what you're doing is to benefit, to empower, to love, whatever that mission is for you and for your audience, right? That's your mission. That's what you're wanting to do. So what do? I change it up all the time. For me right now, the biggest place that I love, because this is, network marketing, relationship marketing, whatever you want to call it. And there's a saying, I don't know who said it, but millionaires are made in Messenger. You guys, it's about the relationships. If you can get into people's inboxes and start having those conversations, that opens doors. Because maybe Susie's not commenting on your coffee post, right? Or liking it, but she's watching you. And you go through her stories, because when you comment on a story, it goes to where? The inbox. And what are you doing when you're in the stories? You're asking a question. Because when you ask a question, that also gets conversation, right? Be real, genuine, authentic to you. I mean, if you're not a cat person and you see like Susie's cat and you're like, I love your cat, it's the cutest thing. And you're like, I really can't like stand cats. Don't do that, right? But you could still do something like, oh, your cat's cute. I'm really not a cat person, but it's cute, or whatever. I'm just all about, you have to be real and honest, because people, here's the deal. Everyone and their mother is trying to sell something. Okay, let's be real. And I always like to think, how do I want to be treated? How would I react to someone in my inbox, right? So again, how are you making people feel, right? So right now, because of everything that's going on, I, full disclosure, could get so lost in the scroll, looking at stuff like, I gotta put my phone down. So my recent thing, I don't do the scroll, I do the stories. Because then I know I'm in people's inboxes, right? I'm in people's inboxes. And even more so, when I go up to the stories, I scroll. Because Facebook will show you the people you interact with the most, and they will hide the other people from you. So you want to get those people, right? You want to continue to grow and build your relationships, because you want to do that, you want to get to your why and when you want to get there. So again, whatever the time frame that you have on that when is going to determine how often you're sending messages, reaching out, sending samples, getting people into your customer groups, right? Getting the opportunity in front of people. You can't just get one. Like, it doesn't work that way. I mean, there are some people who literally signed up a rock star, and they're super fortunate and good for them. That was God's plan for them. It hasn't happened for me. Again, Lord, if you, I mean, I have rock stars. That sounds horrible, but you know what I mean? Like that one person that comes in and all of a sudden we all see them because it's the comparison game. We all see them and they get their little rank up and they're like, they just joined yesterday. And they're like, triple crown. Just kidding. But you know what I mean? Like, it feels like that. And you're over here like, ah, what's happening, right? So again, when you are so solid in your goal and what you want to do and when you want to do it, all of that other stuff just becomes noise, and you're so laser focused on what you're doing. The other thing is that when you are sampling people, right? With this new Max Plus, the sampling on this is going to be through the roof. Like, hold on to your undies, my friends. Like, this place is like about to just blow up in this company, okay? So, sample people. Don't forget, we also have our flagship, most amazing products, our dose. Our drinks are still here. So, we don't know for sure when the new Max caps are coming back. I pray it's this month, right? But do you think I'm putting my business on hold? No. Just got a new dose customer tonight before I got on this, right? No. What I'm offering is, hey, purchase the dose. When my samples come in, I'd be more than happy to send you. I mean, when my product comes in, I'll be more than happy to send you a sample, right? But this product, the dose, is what got me to where I am, right? So don't forget that at all. The other thing that I'm doing right now is you need to be like a visionary and anticipate people's needs. You have to anticipate people's needs and your customers' needs as well. And the better that you can become at anticipating what people need, the better you're going to be at retaining customers, retaining like a business, affiliates, all the things, right? So thinking ahead, right? All right, you're making your post. This is something I'm doing. I'm going a little off my script, what I wrote down, but just roll with it, my friends. What I am doing is I am the queen, my team knows this, of making list of people, okay? I call it my 8 list, attract to elevate. That's what I call it, because let me just tell you again, a little PTSD from network marketing. When you get in, most companies say, make a list of, 100 people you know. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. That's weird. That's not me. I don't want to just rush out and vomit stuff on people. I want them to come to me. So I'm very intentional when I write down people's names. I set the intention. Intentions are huge, right? I set the intention. Man, I would really love Jenny Gray to order and potentially join my team because I just think she is just the most beautiful soul. These are things I literally do when I write people's names down. Y'all can think I'm crazy, but it works. It truly works. And not only doing that, like, I think just having an attitude of gratitude and just loving on people and admiring and doing that, it ups your energy, and people can feel that. I hope you feel how hot I am right now, because I am like I'm probably sweating. I'm glad I have this sweater on so I can't completely pit out. But when I get hot, I know that I'm vibrating higher too, right? Like my energy, I'm excited. I'm almost off my chair, right? Like I'm excited. This is also how you approach your business. Excited. People can feel that. How many times, okay, so I grew up on a dairy farm, right? So here's another little story. So I grew up on a dairy farm in Minnesota, and the cows, every time, one cow takes off running, and it's like all the other cows look at each other and they're like, we're running. All right, let's do this. And it's like a stampede. And you don't even know what started it. I'm not saying you're a heifer, but I'm saying that if you start running and you start leveling up and getting that energy, either people are going to stay where they are and that's okay, or they're going to be like, we're running, Jenny. All right, I guess this is what we're doing. Okay, where are we going? Like you're just excited and people feel that. And you're running by and they're like, those chicks look fun. I'm going to run with them. I'm going to hang out with them, right? So those are things that I am doing, right? I'm also anticipating people's needs of wanting the Max Plus, offering VIP list, following up with my customer, letting them know, you'll be the first to know as soon as I know when it's available again. I have been here since last June, so I have some customers that fell off in that October, November timeframe. Anybody else that happened to, right? So you better believe that I'm in my back office and looking, when's the last time that they ordered, okay? And I'm sending them 2 Max Plus capsules with a note and not even letting them know. It's going to put in the mail. I'm going to have an idea on when it's coming, right? And I am going to follow up and say, hey, I have a surprise for you coming in the mail, right? People love gifts. Like, who doesn't love going to the mailbox and getting something other than a bill or some now political thing? By the way, Barb, I don't know who Barb is, but she wrote a postcard to me that I'm supposed to vote for someone. I'm like, thanks, Barb. I don't know you. But it was other than, a bill in the mail. So set yourself up for these things that the company has coming. We have our virtual convention coming in October. There are things rolling out. They tell you all the time, be excited. We are in an amazing, amazing position to truly just rocket ship. But the thing is that the more that you tell yourself, oh man, well, that's good, but I have all this stuff going on and I'm really busy and there's a lot of, you know what I mean? Like, that kind of conversation is when the pivot really needs to happen. That's when you need to go back to that goal that you wrote down of what you're doing and remind yourself what you're doing it, why you're doing it, when you want to do it, how you're going to do it, what are you doing, and get your mind to go back there and away from any fear or lies that are coming in from the enemy trying to stop you from going and just taking all of the things that God has in plan and in store for you, the abundance that is going to flow your way. My friends, I'm telling you right now, it is happening. It is happening. And you are the only one who can make it happen for you. You're it. I can encourage you. I can inspire you. I can give you lists to do. But if you don't do it, I'm sorry, but you're going to be a year from now going, I wish I would have just done it. Do it scared, my friends. Do it scared. If you're scared, I'm like, okay, how did I start this call? I'm going to be honest, I'm real scared. All right, here we go. Right? Say that. If you're sending a bold reach out to somebody, say, Erica, oh my goodness, I'm going to tell you, I am so nervous right now to message you because you really, you are just so inspiring on your wall, and I follow you and I really admire you. And I wanted to just ask you if you'd be open to taking a look at what I'm doing here. Or do you drink coffee? Right? Have you seen my post? Whatever that looks like. Be honest with people. Don't be a robot. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes that. The best thing you can do is get comfortable being uncomfortable, sending the messages, and just rolling with it, right? Because again, it's not about us. It's about all of the people that need this. And the more that we stay in our own heads and we don't do the do, we're hurting everybody else, because that's my belief, right? That everyone needs these products. Everyone could benefit from this opportunity. This simple system, the place where people come for redemption, to win, to rewrite their story and live out their truth, and in a mission of a company that is so much greater than any of us, is my truth and my belief. And if I hold myself back in my own head and in my own stories that I tell myself, that's never going to happen. So that's what I have for you. Thank you so much. Go make it happen. You deserve this. You can do this. I believe in you. If you haven't been told yet today, you are worthy. You are worthy. You are enough, and you can do this. So that's what I got.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Hillary.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was awesome.
At Dairy Farm.
Thank you, Hillary. That was amazing.
So
Thank you, Hillary.
Guys, make sure you're here next week. Judy will be back, and we
you,
will be here.
Hillary.
Go Meryl next week.
Thank
So,
you,
Thank you,
Hillary.
Hillary.
being here. Bye, guys.
Thank you. See ya.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Hillary. That's
Great job. Great job.
Thank you. Bye.